The patient you'll never forget as long as you live. I used to work in the ER section, so I was used to seeing people come in wearing rags, bandages, or even nothing at all. But then one night at 3 a.m., this elderly lady walked in wearing a beautiful vintage dress. She was holding a batch of these wilted flowers, and her gray hair was tied up in this simple bun. I originally thought she was lost or confused, but then she started smiling everywhere, walking up to people she didn't know and shaking their hand, thanking them for being here. The security guard James had brought her in after finding her at a bus stop downtown. She kept asking everyone, "Have you seen Arthur? He's supposed to meet me here." What happened next still makes me tear up. We sat her down and tried to make her comfortable and offered her some hot chocolate, but she shook her head so politely. "Oh no, dear, I can't have that. It'll make me bloat in my dress. Arthur loves how I look in this dress." The way she said his name was so full of love, it made my chest hurt. A couple nurses helped clean some dirt off her dress hem while she sat there smiling and clutching those dead flowers like they were made of gold. Then she said something that changed everything. One of the doctors asked her what she was doing out so late, and she just lit up like a Christmas tree. "Arthur and I are getting married today. He promised we'd have the perfect day." My heart sank, and that's when my coworker Sarah came up to me with tears in her eyes. She pulled me aside and told me something even more shocking. She knew this elderly lady. She was from the memory care unit across town and was admitted 4 years ago by her husband, Arthur. Arthur had brought her their wedding dress to keep in her room so she'd always have it near her. I started tearing up too, and that's when Sarah dropped the bomb. Arthur had been dead for 3 years. He wasn't coming to get her. I remember crying after she told me that, but as I watched her waiting for Arthur with the biggest smile on her face, I got the idea of a lifetime. I whispered to James what I was thinking, and his face just lit up. He said he was on it right away. He then ran out to his car and came back 20 minutes later, wearing a neat black suit. He then walked right up to this elderly lady, and he told her, "Darling, I'm here. You look so beautiful." She threw her arms around him and started crying happy tears. "Arthur, you look so handsome. I can't wait to be your wife." James held her tight, and I saw tears rolling down his face. What happened next was pure magic. The entire night shift came together and transformed our break room into a wedding venue. We strung up Christmas lights, grabbed flowers from the cafeteria, threw a white tablecloth over a table for an altar. The janitor played the wedding march on his phone while one of the doctors agreed to officiate. She walked down our makeshift aisle between the vending machines absolutely glowing with joy. She recited her vows perfectly, while James made up his own. When he said, "I promise to love you every day, even when you forget," there wasn't a dry eye in the room. They had their first dance to Can't Help Falling in Love while she told everyone stories about their courtship. She kept saying, "This is the happiest day of my life," over and over. She passed away peacefully 2 days later with James holding her hand. He was there when she whispered, "Arthur," one last time. We found out later her real wedding only had 5 guests because of a snowstorm. And that night in our break room, she finally got the wedding celebration she'd always